7 wins out of 7 in the Champions League. Absolute perfection. Quite literally perfection. And look, I think we all expected a pretty comfortable win tonight. And that's what we got. I know the scoreline might not completely echo it, but were we even in third gear in that game? I mean, we were in complete control for the entirety. I don't know how we didn't score more than 2 goals, especially second half. We need to be more clinical, and that's something that we haven't been since the turn of the year. Something that can cost us, has cost us, and nearly did against Brentford just last weekend. But I thought the performance was decent. I thought we were decent. We just showed up, we're professional, and we did what we needed to do. Obviously, get the goal in the first half, and then the second half was really just all Liverpool. Had a few chances to put the game beyond doubt, and all of a sudden Lille have an attack and they score out of it, which was, I think, a real shock to the system. But we got the winner, albeit a bit of luck, but something that was well deserved. And yeah, I mean, it was hardly a vintage Liverpool performance, but that's not needed for a night like tonight. Especially when, let's be real, we are comfy in this competition and the bigger game is at the weekend in the Premier League. Happy enough. Let's get into the Liverpool player ratings for tonight's game. First up, Alisson Becker. I mean, he was a spectator for pretty much the entire game. He had absolutely nothing to do. And then all of a sudden, second half, he has to take the ball out of his net. Now, obviously, he couldn't do anything about that. But apart from that, I mean, the attacks from Lille were very, very sporadic. Anything was quite well swept up by his defence in front of him. So, what can you say? 6. On to that defence at right back, Conor Bradley. He's always good when he comes in. He's always so good. His effort is unmatched, but his quality as well, up and down the pitch. And I thought again tonight, he was very, very good. First half had some beautiful forays forward that ended up creating chances for Liverpool, putting Liverpool in some very, very good positions. And he didn't have a ton of defending to do tonight, but he did it well. He absolutely did it well. Yes, he was found the wrong side for the equaliser, or the Lille attacker got the better side of him for the equaliser, which probably was not the best piece of defending, but I thought he was very influential throughout that game, especially going forward, but for large parts decent defensively as well. Is he as good at going forward as Trent is? I would say no, but he is certainly still a very capable attacker. Conor Bradley, I am going to say 8. On to the centre-backs, Jarrell Kwanzaa, very, very solid. Lille got nothing through the middle today. And any cross that they put into the box, it was dealt with. Very, very good. Kwanzaa looked confident today. He's looked a little bit shaky in recent starts and a little bit kind of doubting of himself and his ability. But tonight he was assured. Granted, he didn't have a ton of defending to do, but that can be tougher sometimes when you don't have to work as much, so to speak. For those bits of work that you have to do, you need to really stay focused and concentrated, and he absolutely was tonight. His best performance for a while. 8. Virgil van Dijk, I mean, I can just echo the exact same. Excellent in the air, as always. Good on the ball. A couple of really good passes forward, as always. I mean, defensively, overall, very, very good. There's a couple of set pieces put into the box. One which he nearly got his head onto. Just like Jarrell Kwanzaa beside him. Solid, assured, everything you want in a centre-back. Or everything you want in a centre-back's performance. Or your centre-back's performance. 8. Costa Tsimikas, again, I thought our defence tonight was really, really good. And that's why the goal was a real shock to the system in the second half. Because granted, there was a bit of luck. I mean, the ball was blocked and it deflected nicely for David, Lille's forward. But Yeah, I mean, defensively good tonight. I think going forward, like Bradley, very, very good as well. Some of his set-piece deliveries were absolutely superb, especially second half. And there was 2 in specific that should have been taken. He should have 2 assists beside his name tonight. But also, he put in a good tackle that brought upon the opening goal. He was well involved throughout. I am honestly going to say 8.5. Onto the midfield, Ryan Gravenberg. I mean, like a lot of these players tonight, not overworked. He just got in there, got stuck in, did his job. His passing was decent. Defensively, he was good. Assured in possession as ever. And yeah, obviously he got taken off at half-time. I was a little bit surprised in the first place he started this game because he's one player that really needs a rest. But for the 45 minutes he was on, fine. 7. Curtis Jones, another player substituted at half-time. I think needed a good performance tonight after his last few performances not being the best. But I thought he was decent for the 45 minutes that he played. His pass to Salah for that opening goal was absolutely exquisite. And that's not a word that I often use, but it was superb. And he certainly looked more comfortable tonight than he has in recent performances. Looked far more creative and his vision was good. He was good on the ball. So I'm going to say another 7. Dominic Szoboszlai, I thought he started the game very, very well. I thought he was really good in possession. He won the ball back on a couple of occasions, but kind of fizzled out. Second half especially didn't have as much effect on the game as I would have liked or I would have expected. To be fair, a game like this, when Liverpool have so much of the ball, you would expect Dominic Szoboszlai to thrive. And tonight, not great, but for the first kind of 20 or 30 minutes of the game where I felt that he was good, I am going to say another 7. Mohamed Salah took his goal superbly, and that is really good to see because his last few performances have not been to the same standard of previous games in the season, and I think that's fair enough to say, and I think everybody would say that. But yeah, I thought he was decent in this game. I thought he was. A couple of moments where he could have done better. Obviously, as always, a constant threat down the right-hand side. There was that moment in the second half where it was like a 4-on-3 for Liverpool where he had to pass it. I mean, it's fine to be selfish. I mean, goal scorers are, and that's how they score their goals. But in that position, he has to lay it off, which he didn't. He went for a shot, and it was a shot that was never really on. But overall tonight, good goal. Should have probably got a second when he went through via Diaz's fantastic pass in the first half. Surprised he actually put that wide, but good all-round performance. I'm going to say Mohamed Salah, 7.5 out of 10. Luis Diaz, well, as I mentioned, I would say 2 passes in the first half, yes, for sure, were the best passes of the game. And they were Curtis Jones for the goal and Luis Diaz's, which I would say was even better than Curtis Jones's pass, his excellent pass for the first goal. And he was very unlucky that he didn't have an assist from that goal or get an assist from that goal, obviously with Salah putting the ball wide. But look, I mean, the effort is always there with Diaz. I don't think his last few performances have been good enough. I don't think he's been necessarily bad. Obviously, he was fouled in the second half, in which Mandy got the red card for Lille. You know, he always gets into the right areas. He just needs to kind of get back that potency that he had earlier on in this season. That kind of that making the right decision in the right place that he was doing earlier on this season. I hope we see a few better performances over the next few weeks or so, because I think we would all say that Cody Gakpo is our best option on that left side right now. Luis Diaz, I'm going to say 5. Darwin Nunes, I don't think he was bad, to be fair. I don't think he was bad. I mean, in terms of chances or in terms of goals, well, he had a disallowed goal late in the second half, late in the game. which he was miles offside for. I mean, I was kind of like, why are you standing there? I mean, you're yards offside, bro. But look, fair enough. I mean, sometimes a little bit of awareness of what's going on around him, Darwin Nunes does lack. But look, I don't think he was bad. I think he linked up well with the likes of Salah and Diaz for most of the game. He also had that chance in the second half that Elliott put him through for, but it was a tough chance to take. I mean, Nunes did pretty much everything right in that position. Keeper made a half-decent save. Not a bad performance by any stretch of the imagination. You just want to, and granted, he didn't get a load of service, but you just want to see him score on a more consistent basis. You know Diogo Jota brings that when he is fit. We need to see Darwin Nunes do that. We need to see him do that soon, not just have Brentford be a flash in the pan. Darwin Nunes, I'm going to say 6 out of 10. Then on to the subs. Alexis McAllister, who came on for Ryan Gravenberch at half-time. Thought he was decent. Thought he was good. He kept everything ticking in midfield. He probably should have scored from that set piece that I alluded to earlier on with Tsimikas, one of his really good deliveries for the set pieces in the second half. But apart from that, solid performance in midfield. Yeah, I mean, what more can you say? Did his job and did everything. He got that booking, but look, apart from that, decent performance in midfield from Alexis, assured as ever. McAllister, I'm going to say 7. Harvey Elliott obviously got his goal. A bit of luck deflected for, obviously a huge deflection, I mean, for his goal. But apart from that, look, very good again. And we need to see this guy get more minutes because this is what he does. This is what he does. He always makes a difference when he comes on. He's always good when he plays, even if it's a start that he gets, regardless of when he comes on or when he plays a game. At any time, he makes a difference. You know, he's creative. He's technically very, very good with both feet. And, you know, he always makes a difference. And he did that again tonight after making a big difference at the weekend again. This guy has got to get more minutes. 8. Wendo came on for about a half an hour, did his job, solid in the tackle, everything that you associate with Wataru Endo. Locked it down, really. I mean, he never looks out of place, does he? Anywhere you put him in the bench, I mean, you just got to absolutely love him. Trademark Endo won the ball back a few times, advanced the play well. At other times, I'm going to say 7. Federico Chiesa, another man that has to get more minutes. This guy is always a threat when he comes on. And you know what? I think that he would do that against any team that he comes on against. Obviously, he was playing off the left tonight. And look, he's a natural winger. So playing off the left for him is not, you know, him completely out of place. And he showed that tonight. Came on, got himself into 2 good positions, made himself 2 good positions, really. And the keeper had to pull off 2 good saves. Unlucky not to get on the score sheet. Obviously, his shot creating that disallowed goal for Nunes, who was offside late on in the second half. But we've got to see more of him. And, you know, if he's not going to start, then surely he can come off the bench more regularly and make a difference because this guy's got quality. We all know that. But another thing that this guy has, well, it ties into the quality, is this guy can score goals. Absolutely. This guy can make things happen. Arne Slot, please, play him more. Just like Harvey Elliott. Starting from now. Federico Chiesa, 7.5 out of 10. Trent Alexander-Arnold came on for a few minutes, had a couple of passes. Not much more to say. I'm going to say 6. The manager, Arne Slot. Well, I was surprised with how strong he picked the team today, to be quite honest. Ultimately, I mean, was he right in doing that? I mean, you'd have to say that he was. I think Liverpool probably could have rested more players tonight from the start. and still won that game. But it doesn't matter because we won it, and ultimately Gravenberg got arrested halftime. Other players went off early as well, like the likes of Szoboszlai. So yeah, I think he got it pretty spot on in terms of his subs, obviously, as well as he always does. So yeah, a good night, another good night for the manager, I would say. I'm going to give Arne Slot 8 out of 10. So that is my Liverpool player ratings for tonight's 2-1 win over Lille. Thank you very much for watching. If you could please subscribe to my channel, I would very much appreciate it. And if you could leave a like on this video, I would appreciate that as well. I am going to be going to Liverpool on Saturday for the Ipswich game. I will be in attendance at Anfield. I will have a vlog and other bits of content filmed to post on here, so keep an eye out for that. I'll have my Premier League predictions as well posted on Friday. So I'll see you all then. Up the Reds. We're winning the Premier League. We're winning the Champions League. We're winning the lot. See you in the next one.